Hey divas. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Pink Table Topics. Can you please put a one in the chat and let me know that you can hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining. I, ooh, I can hear myself, so that means you can hear me. Hello, 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 and welcome to Pink Table Topics. I am your host and good sis, Pink Diva. Thank you so much for joining me. As you're pulling your seat up to the table, please don't forget to hit that like button for me. Feel free to drop down and leave a comment and also engage in our topic and turn your bell notifications on so that you'll be notified each and every time I drop a new topic. And as you know, our mission is to create a safe space for women to gather as a community, engage in healthy dialogue regarding real life issues that we as women deal with on a daily basis, but most importantly, to foster the true meaning of sisterhood. And if you are here, that means you are subscribed and representing the Diva tribe. And we're not just any diva. We are divine, we are inspiring, we are valiant, and we are admirable. Welcome to the table, divas. Hello, hello, hello. How y'all doing? Happy Tuesday. How is everybody doing? How are you doing? Did you have a great weekend? And I hope that you are starting your new week off on a positive note. I hope that everybody is doing well. Hello, hello to everyone. My sis is here. My sister from another mister. Chit Chat with QT is here. My diva, my sissy. Hey, Teresa. Thanks for being here and modding for me, sis. I appreciate you. Hey, my degree is real. Thanks for joining, sis. CDW is in the house. Hey, sis. Hey, Mama V. How are you? Thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate you for being here. I hope each and every one of you had a great day. I am not going to hold you all long today. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have us a fun girls' night. We just going to talk. I got some games lined up for us, and we just going to have a good time. We're just going to let it be light and airy tonight. But like I said, I hope you all are having an amazing Tuesday. It's a new week. I pray that your new week is off to a great start in spite of everything else that could be going on right now. It's a lot going on in the world, and I just hope all is well. Everything is well with everybody health wise as well. My week has been going pretty good so far. No complaints. It's a pretty easy week for me, thank goodness. I've been committed to getting up at my 5 a.m. time frame and going on my morning walks from 6 to 7 a.m. I've been praying and meditating during my walk, drinking my water, and minding my business, as they say. And life has been so blessed. You would just be amazed at how much peaceful your life will be when you just drink your water and mind your business. You will be out of the loop of everything that's just going on around you, especially all of the negative stuff. So because it be so much going on, and it's a lot of heavy stuff that be going on, and I purposely try to keep myself out of the loop and out of the midst of all of that heavy stuff. Even when people try to bring stuff to me, I don't want to hear it, and I'm talking about in just my own personal circles. So I just want to stay out of it. I don't want to hear. The less I know, the better. Amen. I don't want to hear it. If it does not add value to me, I'm not interested in it. I am not interested. I had a brunch with a couple of my really close friends, and I'm really big on who I surround myself with. But I was just really just evaluating our time together and just in awe at how easy it is for us to just pour into each other. And that's why I say all the time, you really have to be careful about who you spend time with and who you allow in your circle. And we had all been super busy and hadn't really had the opportunity to connect outside of our group chat, just where we were sending our good morning messages and stuff like that. And a few times we've connected to go on our walks together. So I reached out to them, and I was like, hey, we need to step back from whatever it is that we have going on so we can connect with each other. It's good to sit behind the phone and text or talk to each other in the group chat, but it's a different feeling when you actually can lay eyes on each other, because sometimes a person can say, I'm good, when it's via text, but when you kind of lay your eyes on them, you can kind of see if they're being truthful or not. So And just like that, everybody just cleared our schedules and we linked up and we had a great time. And like I was saying, sometimes you can just feel when your friends are going through stuff. So I wanted to just make sure I got us together so we could just lay eyes on each other and talk through some things that we may have been going through. And let me tell you, it was so needed. It was so needed. And I say this all the time, as women, we really, really do need each other more than we know. You really don't really know how much you need each other until you have those moments together. And sometimes we have to just come out of the group chat and say, hey, let's just link up. One of us have to be the initiator to just say, hey, I know we are busy, but look, pull up. Let's pull up. Let's have a girls night. Let's have a sit down so we can talk. So if you have a good sister circle or a really, really good friend that you can link up with and go do brunch, have a drink, or whatever it is that you all do when you get together, have a spa day or whatever, just do it, because you really, really do. You really, really do need it and deserve it. You really, really do. You just don't know how much sometimes it's those unspoken things that we're going through. And a lot of times, especially me, I don't like to burden people with what I'm going through or the things that I have going on. And sometimes we have conditioned ourselves so much to just kind of try to fight through things on our own, because we may feel like we don't want to be a burden to our friends, or we may say, well, you know what, she got her own stuff going on, I don't want to dump on her or whatever. And sometimes some of us can dump a lot on people, and it'll be a lot of heavy stuff. So I'm that person that don't really like to dump stuff on people. And then I know my friends are like that as well. So sometimes we try to fight through stuff on our own, but you just don't know how good it feels to just be able to release or just have a listening ear. You don't have to worry about being judged or anything like that. So if you have that good sister circle or a friend that you haven't reached out to in a long time and y'all haven't connected, make it your business to do that this week. Reach out to them. Even if you feel like they should have reached out to you first, somebody got to break the cycle, right? So just reach out and just say, hey, let's go have brunch. Let's go have a drink, or let's go to the lake, or to the park, and just have a sit down and just talk. You just really, really just don't know how good that'll make you feel. So just do that. And that's why I wanted us to just chill and just talk and have some fun today, to let go of some of the heavy stuff. Excuse me. Teresa says, I'm doing a lot better drinking my water, but it's rough. It is. It is really, really rough. I have learned that I use the flavor packs of water, and that is my way of being able to kind of have some flavor without it just being regular water. And I can just find myself drinking that all day long. And I get the, what's the brand? It's the Walmart brand. But there's this one that's like a mango fruit punch flavor. Oh my goodness. It is so good. It really tastes like Kool-Aid. And for it to be unsweetened and just be a flavor for water, oh my gosh, it really does taste like Kool-Aid. It's really, really good. And you wouldn't even think that you're just drinking water. So Teresa, that has helped me a lot with just maintaining my water intake. And because now that I'm exercising more as well, I find myself drinking more water, because while I'm on the walk, especially in the summer, in the mornings, I go to the track field, and I get up at 5. I get to the track field and walk from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. So, of course, sometimes it's kind of muggy. So, of course, I'm drinking water at that time. But then also, some evenings I go walk down by the lakefront. So I always try to have water when I'm working out outside. And during the summer, I just like to be outside. It's just a different feeling from just being cooped up in a gym and people watching and all of that kind of stuff. I just really like to be out and be one with nature. It makes a great exercising experience for me. But because I have been doing a lot more working out and really sticking to my schedule of getting my cardio in, I really have been drinking a lot more water. I really have. And I can actually tell, when my body needs water. I used to be an avid Pepsi drinker. Oh my goodness. I could not go a day without having me a good cold Pepsi. I cannot tell you when the last time I have had a Pepsi. I let go of drinking sodas, and I can just really tell how the bloating in my stomach area has decreased because I don't drink all of those caffeinated sodas anymore. I started drinking the ginger ales to kind of slowly started to wean myself off of the sodas. And I don't even drink them anymore. I'm literally just drinking the water with the flavor packs, or I'll drink sweet tea here and there. Here and there, I'll go to Chick-fil-A and get like a gallon of their sweet tea. But other than that, that's it. I have really been enjoying this water kick that I've been on. Teresa says, I agree, sis. I have always been careful about my surroundings. Most Virgos are careful. You have to be. You really, really do have to be careful about who you allow in your space, because, and God just have a way of just showing you who's for you and who's not. Anyway, because when God starts to elevate you and take you into different spaces, the people that you have been accustomed to being around, and you're sitting around the table from them, you will notice that the conversations are different. The conversations that you used to be engaging in don't add value anymore, and you will slowly start to lose interest from being around certain people and being around just certain environments. My degree is real says, I am a see no evil, speak no evil, or hear no evil. I am living a stress-free life that they better call Jesus, not me. I know that's right. They better call on the one that can do something for them, sis. I don't blame you. I am right there with you. Hey, Sharon, thanks so much for joining, sis. Teresa says, I would definitely be trying those flavors. I'll screenshot it and send it to you, Teresa. But they are so good. They are so good. And it can't be the Crystal Light flavorings or any of that. It really has to be that Walmart brand. It's just something different about that Walmart brand that's take your water to a whole nother level. And I know that's not a word, but it'll take your water to a whole nother level. My degree is real says, today too hot, haven't been outside. I went out early this morning, but I have not been back out there this evening. I did not get my second walk-in. Y'all, I'm doing so good with my walk-in. I'm trying to do my 2 a days. I'll go in the mornings and then I'll go in the evenings. Yesterday, I did 6.5 miles. Listen, it has been amazing. And it's to the point to where I hate to miss. It has become such a routine for me that I really, really hate to miss when I don't go. And because I had my live schedule for today, I didn't do my evening one. But I'm going to go get it in, at least try to get an hour in before it gets dark for sure. Teresa says, that's how I am with Mountain Dew, but I only drink one a day. You know what? Mountain Dew is a drink that I never, ever got into because that is one that is super, super sweet for me. So I don't know how you do that one, sis. That is like one of the most sweetest drinks ever for me. But baby, I'll take that Pepsi any day. My degree is real says she don't drink soda. Good for you, sis. Hey, I am blessed pecan Pam. Thanks for joining, sis. Thanks for being here. But yeah, I'm not a drinker of sodas anymore, so it has helped. And I know that again, it was the working out and the cardio that got me into the whole not drinking water. And I'm trying to get Vegas fine, y'all. Vegas is coming up. We got a little over a month before it's time for Vegas, and I'm trying to get snatched here. I'm trying to get snatched for Vegas. Hey, Reem. Thanks for joining, sis. Teresa says 6 miles is great. I'm still at 1.5 to 2, but that's okay. As long as you're up and moving, do it at your own pace. At least you are committing to even just get up and, trying to get some in. And that's the first step. And gradually, you will eventually start to do a little bit more and a little bit more. And before you know it, you'll be on your way to doing bigger and better. So you always start small. There's absolutely nothing with starting small. I was at one point, I only would do like 30 minutes because it was back when I was working in the office. I would go get on the treadmill. We had a workout room at my job, and I would go do 30 minutes of my lunch break on the treadmill, working out or what have you. But as long as you're moving and you're being active, all of that counts, and get your steps in. You got stairs at home, go up and down the stairs a couple times. And um, so a little bit goes a long way. A little bit goes a long way. So tonight, I'm not going to hold you. Like I said, I wanted us to just have a chill time to talk and just have some fun. We're gonna be having some girl talk and some games. Girl, listen. It's all about us letting our hair down and just laughing and enjoying some well-deserved girl time. We're pressing pause on all this heavy stuff that we've been talking about, and we're gonna dive into some fun. And that's whether you are here in the chat, whether you're watching on with your bunnet on, you got your wine glass, or you at home listening in, or whatever. Sometimes life just get hard. We know that it gets hard, it gets heavy, but it is nothing like having a circle of women who just get it. A circle of women where we can just gather. It's no judgment, no pressure, just all love, laughter, and just good energy. And that's exactly what I wanted it to be. So I got some fun games. I got some juicy questions, and who knows, maybe even some surprises. You don't even know. So if you came to just relax and laugh, you're in the right place tonight. So before we get started, I am going to um pull up my games, my questions. I am blessed pecan. Pam says I drink a lot of water and enhance with Crystal Light package for flavor if I have a desire for soda. That's exactly what I started doing to wean myself off of the sodas. I am blessed pecan. Pam. I tried the Crystal Light, but I wasn't a fan of the Crystal Light, and that's when I started with the Walmart brand of the flavor packs. And oh my goodness, I have like not looked back for soda. I think I went somewhere, and I was ordering some food somewhere, and they didn't have like lemonade or anything on the menu. So I ended up getting a Sprite. And I hadn't had a soda in so long. It just really tasted weird, and it was super strong. And I was like, oh my goodness, maybe this is my payback because I haven't had I haven't had a soda in a long time, which is a good thing because again, like I say, I definitely can tell the difference from not having the bloatness from the sodas. So it's a good thing. My degree is real said yes, better move, walking, running, skipping, better move, especially when you're at the age. Absolutely. And that's the thing that we have to keep in mind, especially as we're aging. It is so important for us to stay active. I have a few people that I know that are younger than me and barely can walk, got arthritis in their knees. And of course, some of them are heavy set, and it's all because they're not moving, they're not being active, and they're really just sitting around and just not moving. So I try to tell them all the time, try to do some sort of activity that can keep you active and just keeping you, even if you have to start with 15 minutes a day, do something. I ain't running now. I'm not a runner. My degree is real. I ran track in high school, but you cannot get me to run today, girl, because these big boobies that I got would probably knock me out if I went trying to. Girl, listen, I leave the running alone. I don't do the running these days. But definitely, yes, make sure you get to running. Get to run. Hold on one second, you all. I'm going to put you on mute for just a second. I have a young lady dropping off some school supplies for me. 1 second. I do apologize. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Sorry. Thank you so much for your patience. I apologize. Child, I had to catch my breath. I was running. So I am doing a college crate initiative that I'm doing for the college students that are getting ready to go back to school. And my divas are donating college supplies, and we're filling up crates for the dorm rooms. So we're filling up the crates, and I have to drop them off tomorrow. So they're slowly bringing in their stuff so that I could put these crates together tonight when I get off this live. But we're donating those to college students, because we all know if you've gone to college or had kids to go to college, it's expensive, especially when they're going to school out of state. And there are a lot of like dorm room necessities that they need. So we went out and purchased a bunch of dorm room accessories, and we're going to donate them to the collegiate ministry at my church. And the college students are going to pick them up tomorrow. So I apologize. Let's see. Let me see. My Degree is Real says Dollar Tree sells those flavor packs too. You can add. Yes, you are so right, because I found one that was called Margaritaville. It was a box that was called Margaritaville, and it's in a red box. And that one was great as well. That one was great as well. Teresa says Crystal Light tastes like medicine. Yes, it does. It really does. Yes, Sharon, try the Walmart brand. Try the fruit punch. They have a grape one that's really good. I'm like a huge, huge fan of the tropical mango fruit punch. I go in and I grab like 6 boxes every time I go in there, child, because some of the stores I go in, they won't have them. So I try to stock up every time I go in there. But they even have one that's a sweet tea flavored that was good as well. So they have a variety of different flavors. You just have to find the one that you really, really like. But you'll definitely like them. Hey, Girlfriend Chronicles, thanks for joining, sis. Hey, Erica, I appreciate you for being here. Teresa said, I used to run up to 3 miles a day after I retired from the Army. Listen, running, I used to do. Capital use. Hey, Betty. Thanks for joining, sis. I appreciate you for being here. My Degree is Real said, try speed walk. And you know what? That's the thing. I do speed walk because I'm short and I got short legs. And I had my daughter went out with me one time to walk. She's like, girl, you be walking too fast. You need to slow down. I have short legs. So I really do be speed walking for real. Girlfriend Chronicle says, walking 2 to 3 miles a day in the morning, doing my watermelon diet along with the pink salt diet. Ate too much at the resorts. So what is the watermelon diet? Are you just eating watermelon all day? And I was just asking, you mentioned the pink salt. I was just asking someone the other day, what's the correlation of the pink salt? What's the difference in the pink salt versus like the regular salts and all of that kind of stuff? And I've been seeing people talk about the pink salt. Right. And I'm trying to get all of my eating out the way because I want to eat good when I go to Vegas. You hear me? So I'm trying to do good until this Vegas trip. Sharon says a lot of people are on the watermelon diet. What is it? Because I love me some watermelon, but the thing is, I don't know what it's been about this season. I haven't been able to find the seeded watermelons, and I don't trust those seedless watermelons. I grew up with the seeds, the black seeds. So I don't trust that. Right, Sharon. That's what I was asking. What is the pink salt? Teresa says, that's so nice. We have 3 grandchildren in college this year, all in different schools. Oh, my goodness. Listen, and it's expensive. You hear me? It is expensive. For sure, for sure. Betty says, the flavor packs are not good for us, especially if you're trying to avoid sugar. They don't have sugar, but they mimic the taste of sugar. Right. They don't have sugar, but they mimic the taste. So that's why we get it. Betty. Now, don't come over here trying to tell me that this stuff ain't good. As hooked as I am on this stuff. Now, are you saying we don't supposed to be drinking the flavor packs, Betty? Child, Betty said we don't even supposed to be drinking the See, and that's what I be saying. Everything that we find that we can kind of tolerate and like, it ends up not being good for us. Hey, Brittany Janae, thanks for joining. My degree is real says weed less is genetically modified. I don't eat it either. Seedless. Yes. I don't eat it either. I be trying to find the ones, and it's been really, really hard. I've tried a couple times getting that in the containers that they've already cut, but they haven't been as sweet as I would have liked them to be. So that's the problem I've been having. Right, look at Sharon laughing. Right, Sharon, Betty just came up here and bust our bubble. Betty says, Betty said, you're not supposed to drink that, child. It tastes too much like sugar. Oh, Betty. Girlfriend says, I'm doing okay with it. What is it, Girlfriend Chronicles? How does the watermelon diet works? And I could eat watermelon. If it's a good watermelon and it's cold, I could tear it up. I literally could eat watermelon all day. I really could. Yep, by degree, I figured that's what you were saying, sis. Seedless. I figured that's what you were saying. But we're going to go ahead and get started with our games. I got a lot of them, but we won't get through all of them. But we're going to get started. Look at Sharon say, okay, Betty, we're going to listen, Betty. Look, I'm over here side-eyeing Betty. We're going to listen, though, Betty. We'll just limit our intake. We're going to start slow and in moderation, Betty. Maybe I'll do a bottle with the flavored water, and then the next bottle I'll do without adding the flavor to it. So maybe that'll work, Betty. Betty saying, Betty said, I hear you. I used to buy them religiously until my doctor gave me a good going over about the ingredients. Child, that's one thing the doctors can do is just hurt our little feelings, can't they? Everything we like. You start liking salads and lettuce, and then they'll start saying something wrong with the lettuce. And last week, I was really, really on a salad kick for some reason. Every day I was craving a salad, and I have no idea where that came from. But for whatever reason, I wanted to eat a salad almost every day. Every day. My degree is real said, drink it every other day. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Sis said, I'm mad now, girlfriend, strict until I trip. I know that's right. That's good. I have a couple of my girlfriends are doing intermittent fasting, I'm sorry. And they say that they've been working, they're doing like the 10 to 6. One of them is doing like the 12 to 8. And they say they both said that it's been working pretty well for them. So I may try that next week. This week I'm on a no sweets. So I'm not doing any sweets. Last week was no bread for me. So I'm not doing any sweets this week. And I'm not really a big sweets eater, but every now and then I may have just when I don't want to eat it, then I have a taste for it. That's pretty much how it goes. My degree is real says, speaking of lettuce, I was in Aldi and they had Boston lettuce. I never saw it before. I never knew they grew lettuce in Boston, sis. Girl, who knows? Who knows? Sis said that Teresa said that she did Nomad for about a month. Did it work out well for you, Teresa? Y'all are doing it. At least everybody is trying to get their steps in and they're exercising and drinking our water and we minding our business. But anyway, we're going to move on. I think she meant what you said, 1 meal a day, sis. I think she spelled it wrong. I think she meant 1 meal a day. Yeah, that's what she meant, sis. Anyway, so we're going to move on to our first game of the day, and it is called Girl, Would You Rather? I'm going to read it, and you type your answer in the chat. Now, I'm starting off with some easy stuff before we get into the The spicy stuff, I'll say. Hey, Donya. Thanks for joining, sis. How you doing? Happy Tuesday to you. So our first girl, would you rather question is, would you rather go a week without your cell phone or a week without your lashes? Would you rather go a week without your cell phone or a week without your lashes? What's your answer? Can you go a whole week without your cell phone or can you go a whole week without your lashes? Reen says, without lashes. My degree is real said, no lashes. Danya, no lashes. Mama V, no lashes. Sharon, no. Also, y'all don't do lashes. So it seems like no lashes win. And I agree, no lashes for me. I do the lashes only when I'm going, somewhere to like a black tie event or something like that. I'm not a everyday person that can wear because I pull my eyelashes a lot. If it feels like something is getting in my eyes, I'll pull my eyelashes a lot. So I don't do the lashes. They wouldn't work for me. But when I do wear the lashes, they are the magnetic ones, the ones that I can just pull off and not the individual ones that I go to the shop to get put in. So I do the magnetic ones because I pull at my eyelashes too much. Teresa says she pulls at hers too. My degree is real says my eyelids are sensitive. So that's a no. Yes. And I was seeing a few people because, girl, some of them wear them eyelashes that look like butterflies. It'd be about to scare me when I go up in the store. I don't understand how they can see up under those things. And I maybe it's a trend that the bigger the better, but it's just not a look for me. And I think seeing those people with the big butterfly eyelashes kind of pushed me away from them. So I never was really into them like that. Mama V says I wear lashes, but I stay home. But I will stay home a week. Right? Erica says she rarely wears lashes. Teresa said I had the individual ones for about a year, but it was a waste because I kept pulling them. Yes, Teresa, that's what they call bad eyes, child. Look, sis said caterpillars. Right, my degree, they scare me too, sis. I be like, girl, maybe that's a trend, but miss me with it. Miss me with it. Our next question, would you rather have unlimited shoes or unlimited vacations? Unlimited shoes or unlimited vacations? Sis says she wear them if she's going out, but only the natural ones. Yes, mine are the natural looking ones too, sis. They're very like active length and look more like my own lashes when I put the mascara on them. My degree says vacation. Sis says vacation. Reen says vacation. I think everybody want a vacation, girl. We always trying to be outside, and I love me some shoes. I am like a shoe fanatic. You hear me when it comes to shoes and handbags. I love me some shoes, but baby, don't none of that top of vacation to where I can sit by some palm trees on the beach and looking out at the ocean and enjoying me a good old nice fruity drink. Give that to me any day. Teresa says all she needs is flip-flops. Danya says vacation. Danya says I've been wearing lashes for years. I don't wear them every day, like few and far between. I can't tell you the last time I've even had them on, to be quite honest. I haven't worn them in so long. Erica says unlimited vacations. Sharon says vacation. Everybody want that vacation. I know it, says we need it. Next question. Would you rather be stuck in the house with no AC or stuck on a girls' trip with that one messy friend? Would you rather be stuck in the house with no AC or stuck on a girls' trip with that one messy friend that really just be getting on your nerves? Would you rather? Would you rather? Danya said, messy friend. She said, girls trip me, child. My degree is real says stuck on a girls trip. Teresa says a girls trip with the messy friend because I can swoop her arse. Reen says stuck on a girls trip because I can ditch her. Yep. Erica says girls trip. Sharon says girls trip. Sis says stuck. Hey CC. CC says messy friend. Mama V says messy friend. I totally agree because once we get on that girls trip, I can stay in my corner and she can stay in hers. I wouldn't even have to deal with her. So give me the vacation anytime. Girlfriend said girls trip. Girls trip us. We like to travel, don't we? We like to be outside. All right, now we're going to spice it up a little bit. We're going to spice it up a little bit. Would you rather accidentally text your ex or accidentally like your ex's new girlfriend's photo? Would you rather accidentally text your ex or accidentally, while you snooping around on his page, accidentally like the photo of his new girlfriend? Text the ex, write my degree. I can't do no AC, child. Sis say, what? Would you rather accidentally text your ex or accidentally, while you snooping on social media at him and his new girlfriend, you accidentally like her photo? You can't do neither, sis. Look at my degree, say I decline. Reed says like the photo. Sis said both of them blocked. I know that's right. Erica says accidentally text the ex. Teresa says the ex. Because we already know she ain't going to be better than us anyway. Because if he our ex, he ain't going to get damn better than us. So we ain't got to be looking at her picture. Teresa says, I'm not liking that heifer's photo. I know that's right. Mama V said, I've been married 40 years, so I don't have no ex's number. I don't either, Mama V. I don't either. Sis said, I would choose texting the ex. I wouldn't snoop on the new victim's page. Girl, that's exactly what she is. A victim. Sharon says, text the ex. He's gone on to glory. Girl, listen, please don't text him, sis. Cece says, text my exes from way back in high school. No harm in saying hi. Girl, I happen to say hi to mine. He gonna be trying to pop up somewhere. No, goodbye. Don't want to give him no ideas. Okay, so our next one is, would you rather have a partner who's amazing in bed but terrible at communicating, or one who communicates well but bad in bed? Would you rather have a partner who's amazing in bed but terrible at communicating, or a partner who communicates very well but is bad in bed? Which do you prefer? Danya says better in bed. Donna says she can deal with the bad communication. Girlfriend Chronica says bed is better. You can't talk to me if the love ain't right. Girl, I know that's right. Sharon says bed. Reenbass says bed. Teresa says bed. I know that's right. As long as he can bring it, you ain't even got to talk. We ain't even got to communicate. Great point, CC. CC says better in bed, but work on the communication. So at least he's working on it. My degree is real says bed. Mama V says he can shut the F up and give me. Right, girl. Like, don't talk. Mama V say he can just stay quiet, child. We ain't got to talk. We ain't even got to have any conversation. Teresa says if the bed is good, maybe the communication will be better. I don't know, sis. Sometimes you can either have one or the other. sometimes they be lacking in some areas. Erica says she would rather have the communication. I can see that too, Erica, because sometimes you can fake it till you make it, child. Deal with it as long as he can communicate. Well, then I guess the communication to him would be you explaining to him how he's not that good in bed. So maybe the communication would kind of get him to step it up a little bit. So that's a great point too, sis. Erica says Erica was the only one that said communication. Y'all bad. Y'all are bad. Next question. Would you rather go celibate for 1 year or let your most toxic ex come back in for one night only? Would you rather go celibate for a year? That means nothing, not a none. You ain't getting none. You ain't getting bent over or nothing for a whole year. Or let your most toxic ex come back for one night only. Girlfriend Chronicle says if the bed is bad, then we are arguing communicatively, right, every day. Okay, Cece says celibate child, miss me with that. Keep your toxicity over there. Teresa says she'll be celibate too. And you know what? And I know I can only speak for myself. And I know I've heard a lot of other women say this. It's not hard to be celibate. It's really not for a lot of women. It's really not hard for us to practice celibacy. It's not really hard for women. It's not really something that we just thrive to have in relationships. So I think going a year would be really easy for a lot of women. Erica says celibacy because I wouldn't let an enemy be with my ex. I know that's right. Girlfriend Chronicle said, nope, not no year. Give me toxic for what? Girlfriend Chronicle said, no, ma'am. A year is a long time. And listen, don't be capping now, y'all. Are y'all sure y'all can go a whole year and not want to call that toxic lover back for just one night? Because listen, this is one night versus a whole year. Let's think this through. This is one night versus a whole year. My Degree is Real says that's easy because I'm celibate for 6 years. Kudos to you, sis. It's not hard. It's not hard. Reen says celibate. Teresa says she did a year when she was in Saudi Arabia. So you're used to it, Teresa, because you've been on deployment for quite a few times. So Girlfriend Chronicle says one night, heck, 20 minutes is all the one toxic ninja get. It says one full night, a whole 24 hours, Girlfriend Chronicles. So would you rather do 24 hours with that toxic ex or a whole year being celibate? Cece says, I can't do toxic. Girl, you'll probably be fussing and fighting the whole 24 hours. Sharon says celibate. Sis said celibate. I would have to agree with the celibate for real. I would definitely have to agree with being celibate. Okay. Everybody seems to be, y'all think so much alike. Have you paid attention and just really, really realized how much we all really think alike? Great minds think alike, they say. That's why we sisters. So our next set of questions, and these are fun ones. What is your go-to karaoke song? And me and my friends just did karaoke back in June. What is your go-to karaoke song? And I'll go first. My go-to karaoke song is Rob Bass. Y'all know the Rob Bass song, I Want to Rock Right Now. Girl, listen, give me the mic. You hear me? I love that song when it's karaoke. Girl, I be jamming. You hear me? That is my song. Teresa says Midnight Train to Georgia. Okay, Gladys. Yes, I like that one too, Girlfriend Chronicles. Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk? That's a good one, girl. That get the whole room singing that Tevin Campbell song. I really, really like that one. That's a good one. One of my girlfriends, her favorite one is Tyrone, called Tyrone. My Degree is Real, said Roberta Flock. Okay. Oh, y'all got some interesting ones. Thanks, sis. Sis says, please hit the like button on your way in, click the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel and share the video. Thank you, sis. Mama V says, How Did You Get Here by Deborah Cox. That's a good one, too. You got to have some good vocals for that one because that one get pretty high. But that's a good one for sure. My second one would be, yep, that's a good one too, Teresa. Teresa says, Sister Sledge, We Are Family. What's the SWV song? It's two of SWV songs. That's my faves as well. That would be my go-to. But it's always the Rod Bass for me. That's number one. That's always my good one. Reen Bass said, Lovely Day. That's a good one. Oh, Erica. That's a good one, sis. Play Another Slow Jam. Yes, that's a good one. Another One Bites the Dust. All right. That one, okay. All right. So our next one was, if you had to pick a theme song for your life right now, what would it be? If you had to pick a theme song for your life right now, what would it be? Cece says her song is Twinkle Twinkle. Cece, you better not get that mic and get up there singing on Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Karaoke is where we don't judge. I mean, none of us about can sing. Don't you get up there singing no Twinkle Twinkle. That's a good one too, Teresa. Fine, Fine, Fine by Mary J. Blige. Okay. Come on, theme song. What would be mine? My theme song would be Let Her Cook, Glorilla. That would be my theme song right now. Let Her Cook. Sis said Blessed by Jill Scott. That's a great one. That's a great one. And basically any like cookout themed song, those are really good. Of course, a gospel song. My Degree is Real says CeCe Winans, Goodness of God. Yes. Marvin Sapp, Never Would Have Made It. Leandria Johnson. Oh my gosh, I like her every song that she sings. But yeah, there's a lot of them. Look at Mama V laughing at Cece girl. Cece said she was gonna sing Twinkle Twinkle Child. Yes, that's a great one, Sharon. We Are Family. That's a good one. We Are Family. Next question. If your ex, and I know a lot of us has been married a long time, but we thinking playfully, if your ex texts you and I miss you text, what would be your honest reaction? CC Song said harder, better, faster, and stronger. Erica said stroking. Girl, I just heard that song. Erica said stroking, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with it, Erica. Okay, if your ex texts you, I miss you, what would be your honest reaction? Reed said block. Teresa said she would say, who is this? Irene did not hesitate. She said block. Cece said my reply would be Harpo, who this? Exactly. I'm with you. Erica says block and block. Because what you want. And you know they always miss the water when the well runs dry, don't they? Girlfriend Chronicle says Cardi B play the words outside to him. They don't ever miss the water until the well runs dry, and then they miss you, especially when they see you coming up or doing better than they anticipated you would do without them. Next question. If you could, and I know we don't want anybody's lives. I know we love the skin we're in and we love our lives. But if you could switch lives with any celebrity for 24 hours, who would it be? If you could switch lives with any celebrity for 24 hours, who would it be? Who would mine be? A celebrity. Any celebrity. I would say Teresa said Beyonce. Beyonce is doing her thing. Teresa said Beyonce. Yes, she said, I just need a piece of that check. Hello? If I would say a celebrity is for 24 hours, a celebrity. Let me just take it to Mama V says Melody Cherie. Okay. I would say, let me be Rashida from Divorced Sisters for a while, because baby, I would tear Myron's face up. Do you hear me? Because he needs to be slapped. I would slap Geneva. So let me be Rashida for 24 hours, because I'll do a lot of slapping and backhanding on that show. I would be Rashida let me be her for 24 hours. Teresa said, yes, Rashida would be good for that reason. Absolutely. Like, let me just do some slapping around here. Okay, next question. What is, let me see. What's your self-care splurge that nobody can talk you out of? What is something regarding your self-care that you splurge on and nobody can talk you out of it? It's just that thing that you necessarily have to do for yourself regarding self-care. Cece says Oprah, so I can open some accounts. I know that's right. Transfer some on over to my personal side. What is a self-care splurge that nobody can talk you out of? For me, I would say my just get my nails and my eyebrows done. That is the one thing that I'm going to do faithfully every 2 weeks. That is the one thing that, like clockwork, I have to do those two things. And then most importantly, the one thing that I splurge on is just me time, period. And that has no monetary value. So that piece of self-care for me could mean me just taking a chair, sitting at the park, sitting at the lakefront, and just being and just mentally disconnecting. That is the one thing nobody can talk me away from, because it is a necessity for me to spend time with myself and cut off the noise and kind of disconnect a little bit. So that's one important self-care splurge for me. Mama V says her 7th Avenue beauty. Erica says her brows. Teresa says hair appointments and nails. Sharon says she would be asking her ex how he got her number. Cece says skincare. Reen says massage. Listen, speaking of massages, my husband and I went to get a massage on our anniversary back in May. When I tell you that was one of the best massages I had ever, it was a full body massage. That was one of the best massages that I had ever had in my life. It felt so good. So, massage is a good one as well. That's a good one. Um, that's a good one. Okay, moving on. What is your biggest ick when it comes to dating? What is one of the things that, what is one of the biggest things that really turns you off when it comes to dating? What is the biggest thing that turns you off when it comes to dating? For me, one of the biggest things when it comes to dating, um, I would just say a man that talks too much about his ex. Basically, like everything he went through in his past relationship was the ex's fault and him not taking any accountability, because that's a big red flag for me. So definitely one that's talking a little bit too down on his ex and not taking accountability. And then nasty shoes, because I feel like a man that don't take care of their shoes, they don't take care of their hygiene, period. Because one thing I know, men who really take care of their hygiene, they really, really care about what their shoes look like and what their vehicles look like. Erica says meanness, absolutely, because he wouldn't make it past the whole date if he being mean. Reen said, not nasty teeth, child. Reed said he better not come up in here with no nasty teeth. Teresa says your date being broke. Clear, yeah, that's true. Cleanliness, Mama V. Cece said I could never take an unintelligent, dirty man. And that's it in a nutshell. Can't be unintelligent and you can't be dirty. Because why are you dating? Why are you dating? Okay, the next one. What is a red flag that you ignored but was glad you later found out about it? What is a red flag that you ignored and later found out about it? I think I have ignored a lot of red flags just in my life period when it comes to um relationships. I let me see one what is one of them? Basically just finding out like who my ex was before it got worse than what it was, I would say. So just finding out, because it was a very like it was toxic. It was a very toxic relationship. But I just ignored. I wouldn't necessarily say though that I ignored the red flags, because sometimes those red flags come off as if they're cute, and it comes off as if, oh, he's just trying to be my protector and he just really care about me and that's why he's doing and saying those things. But I that's one of the things that I kind of missed in the beginning, because it was not packaged as being a red flag. Teresa says, what's the question again? I went to get my drink. What is a red flag that you ignored, but you're glad that you actually caught it? Like, what's one red flag that you ignored, but you later found out about it? A red flag, a red flag. Or did you have were there any red flags in your relationship that you feel like you ignored? I just think back in the day when we were like younger and dating, I don't even think we even really understood what red flags were. I just don't even really think we understood what red flags were back then. But just as being older and with going through my divorce, that is um, one of the red flags. Let's see. I know that's right. Nothing in the marriage right now. Okay, so next question. Let me see. I'm trying to go through these questions, y'all. Okay. What is one piece of advice that you would give your younger self about women friendships? What's one piece of advice you would give your younger self about female friendships? Cece says we were in school, the whole relationship was a red flag, but 37 years later. I know that's right. The whole relationship. We should have been worried about our studies anyway. What is one piece of advice that you would give your younger self about female friendships? My piece of advice that I would give my younger self about female friendships is they come and go. And everybody is not meant to go everywhere you go. And it's absolutely okay to remove people from your friendship circle. That is the one thing I would do, because for whatever reason, us as girls, we, especially when they're younger and in the teenage and very impressionable years, they tend to really be stuck on this friend thing. Everything they do, everywhere they go, can my friend come? Can I go to my friend house? Can my friend come here? And then when things happen in the friendship and you can tell like their whole demeanor changed because Becky ain't talking to her today, or they mad at each other, and just really not knowing how to maneuver through those relationships. But I would just tell my younger self that friendships come and go. Either they riding for you or they not. Teresa said everyone isn't your friend. Absolutely. And that's exactly what we try to tell these kids when they're growing up and dealing with all of these different individuals in their friend circle. Everybody is not your friend. Everybody's not your friend. They will sit there, laugh, hee in your face, and you would think that they have your best interest at heart, but all along they sitting around the table looking at when they can stab you in the back and twist the knife because they're envious, they're jealous at what you have or what they think you have. And everybody's just not your friend. Yes, Reen, keep your circle small. Keep your circle small. That's a great one. But some people tend to think the more friends, the better. But I disagree. Give me a couple loyal and faithful friends and we can ride out. I don't have to have a huge circle of friends. Give me an intimate circle of friends and I'm good. Cece said, I would advise myself to trust my intuition and believe people the first time they show you who and what they are. That's a great one. That's a great one. Because a lot of times we'll hear that intuition, but we won't pay attention to it, and we'll overlook it, and then just continue to let people stample over us until eventually we'll get it. But that's a great one. Mama B said, I had a friend when I was younger who was very clingy. That's very true. I remember one time I had this childhood friend. We still cool to this day. She'll talk to me. We talk via social media. We don't call each other or anything. But if I visit back home and she happens to be there, we'll talk or what have you. We were really close friends from elementary school all the way to high school. We kind of lost touch when we went off to college because we went to different schools. But we were really good friends, and we actually were next door neighbors. We lived right up the street from each other. And I'll never forget, she had this huge crush on this boy. And this was back in the time. Y'all remember whatever year Purple Rain came out, the movie, Prince's movie, Purple Rain? It was then, because we went to the movies to see that. That's probably aging myself, huh? But we went to the movies to see Purple Rain. And it was this guy and his brother that came. Now, the brother of this guy that she liked, he liked another chick that she was with. And she went to the movies because she was trying to get that guy's attention. You ever been around a person who liked somebody that didn't like them back? So that was the situation. She had a huge crush on this boy. She loved this boy, but he did. Cece, was it 1984? Oh my goodness. Jeez, that was a long time. Good Lord. Oh my goodness. So it was 1984 then, because we went to the movies to see Prince, to see Purple Rain. And she liked this boy. She talked about this boy almost every day to us. And I'll never forget, his name was Eric. And she was like, oh, Eric gonna be at the movies. Eric gonna be at the movies. And we at the movies. She trying to get Eric's attention. Girl, Eric was stunning her. Eric was looking at me. You hear me? I didn't even like Eric because Eric wasn't cute to me. But this girl had the hugest crush on Eric. And I'm trying to get Eric to see that she liked him. I'm like, she liked you or whatever. Eric said, but what's up with you? I was not trying to talk to that boy. I was actually trying to put him over there to go get at her because she talked about him so much and I wanted her to shut up. Girl, don't you know this girl got so mad at me? She told me that it was my fault, that he wasn't looking at her because if I hadn't have been there, then he would have had eyes for her. But because I came and she was like, and I ain't, and actually her parents are the ones that dropped us off at the movies. And she told me she wouldn't invite me no more because she told me she wouldn't invite me no more because I was in the way of Eric getting to her, child. And she was super clingy too, Mama V. But she wasn't clingy no more after that Eric situation because, girl, she did not like the fact that Eric was eyeballing me. I didn't even think Eric was cute. Eric wasn't cute to me. So I wasn't checking for Eric. Teresa says, yes, 1984, my baby boy was born that year. Oh, my goodness. Mama V says that's the year she graduated. Girl, Teresa, yes, honey. She was mad at me, girl. If it wasn't for her parents coming back to pick us up, she about wouldn't have let me ride with them, child. I would have had to find me a way home. Girl, she was 50 limb hot about Eric. I said, girl, I don't want Eric with his ugly self. Eric ain't even cute. I said, ooh, child, is that deep? Oh my goodness. But I think years later, she and Eric ended up getting together. I think at this time we probably had gotten into high school. Maybe our junior year in high school. Girl, she finally got Eric. She chased him enough. I was taught not to chase. She chased him enough and he finally gave her what she was asking for. And I think they got 2 kids together. But she finally got her Eric, girl. Oh, that is so funny. That is so funny. Okay, what's time is it? We got 1 hour. We are 1 hour and 9 minutes in. We'll probably go about 15 more minutes. 15 more minutes. Erica says she stepped out. I got to play catch up. That's okay, sis. Next question, next one. So this one is called Girl Code Confessions. Girl Code Confessions. So it is Never Have I Ever. Have you all played Never Have I Ever? So when I read these out, and if you have done this before, you can put the little hand emoji in there. You know, the little hand emoji where you're raising your hand. So if you have done the things that I call out, you can put the little hand emoji. Okay, never have I ever kept a secret from my best friend. Never have I ever kept a secret from my best friend. If you have kept a secret from your best friend, put the hand emoji. If you have kept a secret from your best man, put the hand emoji. If you didn't, put a thumbs up. If you've never kept a secret from your best friend, put a thumb up. And I have never. I don't think it would be best friends because me and my best friend, we tell each other everything. we'll go down in history as being the secret keepers for each other. We got some secrets that we'll take to the grave. So I have never kept a secret from my best friend. Never kept a secret from my best friend ever. And I think that's what makes us best friends. Cause baby, I even told, it was her husband at the time. They had just got married at the time. But I had even told her husband, I said, baby, if you do something and I see it, you ain't even got to worry about who told her. Because you already know I am the culprit. Don't ever do anything and I know about it. You know I'm going to tell her. So he already knew. Right, Teresa? Teresa says, I have never kept a secret from my best friend or my sister. I know that's right. Never, never, never. Teresa said, I'm telling too, girl. I'm telling everything. I am telling everything. Let's see. Ooh, that's a little too spicy. Never have I ever dated someone just to get the free food. So let's say, for instance, you weren't interested in the guy, but he offered to take you out to dinner, and maybe it was somewhere that you really, really wanted to go because you liked the food. Have you ever dated someone just so he could take you out and you can get the free food? Mama V says one of my friends can write my life story, baby. Listen. Woo, and the thing about it is, in those, and that's the thing that we have to be careful when we're calling people our friends, because friends don't air out your dirty laundry when you have a disagreement. Real friends don't. That's why some of these people that these folks call friends these days, girl, if they knew some of the stuff that we've done, our dirty laundry would be everywhere. You hear me? Erica says, never for a meal. Me either, especially if I didn't like him. Especially. Have you ever, or never have I ever lied about where I was and got caught? Hey, Bravo. Hey, sis. Thanks for joining. How are you? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you. Have you ever lied about where you was and got caught? Hey, sweet tea. How you doing, sis? Teresa says nope. And and that's always in the back of my mind as well, because I feel like if I lie about it, just my luck, I'll get caught. But I will say, back in the day now, when me and my BFFs were together in our younger years, we used to cover for each other all the time. All the time. Have you ever, or never have I ever, Erica says, never lied about my whereabouts. You can't do it today. Anyway, to me, I think it's too dangerous. It's in the back of my mind. I'm always thinking, like, what if something really happens while I lied about where I'm at? Bravo says, no, but I did catch one or two. Girl, did you? Sweet Tea say, no, not me. Girl, listen. Have you ever kept your mouth shut even though you knew we're talking about someone that you're dating. You knew he was cheating. Have you ever been with someone you knew he was cheating and you didn't say anything about it? Have you ever been with someone that you're dating, and you knew that he was seeing someone else, but you never said anything else about it? You never said anything about it. Teresa says no. It's a no for me too, because baby, we've been tearing them 4 walls up. My mouth is too slick to sit and know something like this and not say nothing about it. I'm not going to argue with you, but you're going to have to go on over there where she at. You're going to have to go on over there, because ain't no way I'm a willingly, at that point, you're being a willing participant, right? Bravo says, yeah, my cousin and friend had my back. We followed and confronted. Straight crazy. Girl, we was all crazy back in the day. We took risks. We took the kind of risk that could possibly cost us our lives these days. You know, folks don't play like that these days. But again, back then we could say that, you know, when it came to like the little fights and things we used to do back in the day, people fought fair. They didn't bring, you know, weapons and stuff to, you know, to fight or confrontations or what have you. It really was, we were throwing blows. Everybody was fighting fair. Mama V says no. Teresa says mine too, sis. No way I would ignore it. Absolutely not. Nope. Reed says no. The same risk we took is now causing kids like absolutely. Absolutely. And we was tough back in the day, but times are totally different. Times are totally different. Okay, next question. Have you ever told your friends that you was done with an ex, but you ended up right back with them? Have you ever told your friends that you were completely done with an ex? He better not call you no more. Y'all over, you done, but you was right back with him. Bravo says, right, weapons and cell phones to record back then. I would be like, girl, you and me both. Teresa said, girl, yes. Sweet Tea says, yeah, look, he must have came back whispering some sweet nothings in y'all ear. Y'all was right back over there. Erica says yes. My degree is real says yes. In my 20s, Mama V says yes. Look at Teresa. Your answer is yes. Girl, it is. But you know what? Only because I did my double back on some get back type stuff. I only doubled back to get back at him so that I could break up with him. So I was on some petty get back kind of stuff. That's the only reason why I doubled back, because I knew that he still had a soft spot and I knew I could get him back if I wanted to, but I did it just to get at him, to show him that I could get him back, and to show the new little chick that he had been messing with that I could get him back if I want. Girl, we were so petty back then, weren't we? Lord, I thank you I grew up. Bravo says yes. They were like, if you like it, I love it. I know that's right. Teresa said, in my 20s, trying to look. Girl, you had two of them, Teresa. You was fast. Teresa said, girl, in my 20s. Girl. Whew, that's funny. Okay, our next one. Have you ever been mad at a friend for something, but you didn't say anything about it? Have you ever been mad at one of your friends for something, but you never said anything about it? Did you just walk around and act like, you know, like Geneva acting on the show? Divorced Sisters, she mad at Tiffany, but Tiffany don't know why she mad. Have you ever been mad at a friend about something but didn't say anything about it? My degree is real says no. I speak my damn mind. I know that's right. Erica says no. Teresa says nope. Again, my mouth wouldn't allow. Sweet Tea says she blunt child. No, ma'am. Reen says no. Mama V says no. I haven't either. And I feel like, you know, if we're friends, we should be able to talk to each other about how we're feeling, right? We should be able to talk about it. We should be able to talk about it. Have you ever helped your girlfriend come up with a lie for her man? Have you ever helped your girlfriend come up with a lie to tell her man? I have done that. Guilty. Bravo says so many times, some of it wasn't that deep to me, right? Have you ever helped your girlfriend come up with a lie for her man? Knowing if she went home, have you ever helped her lie about it? Erica says no. Teresa says no. I have, girl. We was young though, and he was possessive, and we knew Girl, I had to tell y'all that story on another day. That's too long of a story. But baby, did I tell y'all the story of where when we got home and I dropped her off at home, he was hiding at home behind the curtains? Girl, we lied about where we was at. And he called out from work and he waited on her to get home. And I dropped her off at home, girl. I had no idea he was up in there. He had hid his car on the back of the house. And we thought she was in safe. Girl got busted. You hear me? Sweet Tea says no. Bravo said, oops. Mama V says yes. My degree is real says in her 20s. Bravo say, what? Girl, yes. He did not know. Well, see, technically it wasn't a lie. She was with who she say she was with. She was with us. He just didn't know where we were. And we were at a car show in Atlanta. We was at a car show. But by the time he started calling, we technically was on our way home. It just took us longer to get back because we had to drop one of our other girlfriends off before we got to her house. So I was the driver. And I had to drop the one friend that lived like 30 minutes away. Then I had to take her home before I went home. Right, Bravo. That's exactly what it was. See, what had happened was, and he kept calling the entire time. Well, where y'all at? And what y'all? And she was like, I'm on my way. So she didn't lie. She was on her way. She just didn't tell him how far and how long it was going to take for us to get there. So she technically was on her way. Now, that wasn't a lie. But still to this day, them folks don't know where we was at. And I had no idea. So he told her, he was like, you just trying to stay out so I can be going to work before you get home. And she was like, no, I'm on my way. And he was like, well, I got to go to work. He was technically supposed to be at work. So this Negro went and put his car on the back of the house, parked on the back of the house. So when we pulled up in the driveway, we thought we was like, we exhaled because we was like, okay, good. He going to work. You got time to get in and, you know, chill out or what have you. Mind you, he had to be at work at 12 a.m., right? It was midnight. He had to be at work at midnight. And girl, I had no idea. I dropped her off. When I saw that she got the door open and got in the house, I left because then I had to get home because I had a Negro. I had to explain where I been too. So we both was in, and we didn't know that the two of them had been talking to each other. So they were calling each other like, did she tell you where she was at? And they conspiring behind our backs. So we had no idea. So I dropped her off. I get home. So it took me probably another 15 minutes to get to my house from her house. I get home, this Negro mad. He wanted to argue because he was like, where you been? I was like, boy, look, it's too late for that. It's too early in the morning. We'll talk about it in the morning. No, we about to talk about it. And then he told me, he was like, yeah. He was like, he was talking about my best friend. He was like, she think he going to work, but he ain't going to work. Girl, I felt like my heart stopped because I was like, so this Negro is at home and we thinking, I was like, Lord, what is he doing to my friend? And this fool wouldn't let me, he wouldn't let me call her. And I was like, I'm calling to check on my friend. He was like, no. He was like, no. Let that man talk to his wife and you stay out of there. Girl, the whole night I'm just pissed because I couldn't get to my phone because he took my phone and wouldn't let me call her. And I didn't want to be fussing and fighting because I was tired. I had did all the driving all day. So I was like, you know what? I'll call her in the morning. Yes, he was very possessive. My degree is real. Bravo says, I would have so left him just because he ruined my plan. I was, girl, listen. And so the next morning when I got up, because I couldn't hardly sleep, I said, Lord, I hope my friend all right, because she ain't called me. I called her the next morning, and my boyfriend at the time, he was outside washing the car. So I was like, let me go ahead and get this phone so I could call her and see if she okay. And I called her, and when she answered the phone, she was like, hello. And I was like, girl, why you whispering? I said, you good? And because she was whispering when she answered. So she, to me, sounded like To me, it sounded like she was half asleep, but she wasn't. Girl, I had no idea that they had actually gotten into it, and he had choked her. She was like, girl, this fool was in the house when I got in the house when you left. I said, what do you mean? And she said, girl, as soon as I locked the door and I'm getting ready to walk through, because she had to walk through yes, Bravo, she was whispering. Oh, child. She was walking. She had to walk through her living room to get down the hall. And she had floor to ceiling windows. So she had the long drapes in front of that Negro was hiding behind the curtains. And she said when she went down the hall, this Negro jumped from behind the curtains and caught her from behind. She thought she was being attacked. She thought somebody had broken the house because she thought he was at work because he never said anything. He just grabbed her from behind. And she said when she realized that she only realized that it was him because he was like, where you been? You thought I'd been to work. You thought I was at work. And she was like, girl, I'm fighting. She said she was hoarse because she was screaming so loud because she really thought she was being attacked. She did not know that it was him. And because I was calling and I was like, girl, why are you talking like that? And she was like, girl, this fool jumped out from behind the curtains. I said, did what? Girl, we laugh at that today. We still laugh at that today. Because this boy was so crazy. Erica said, are they still married? You hear me? Still married. Still married with 2 kids. Still married, girl. And they've been married, girl, that's probably about 35 years. Actually their anniversary is coming up in November. And he's totally different though today. But that was when we was young. But you know how when you have those men, when you dating those men that be outside doing what they want to do, but then when they suspect you doing something, they be about to lose oxygen. He was one of those. Because he knew what he was doing. So he just automatically, if they doing it, they automatically think that you be doing it too. My degree is real said he could have lost his life. Yes, he could have, or she could have. And that's why I say, like, times today are so different. The thing, like, we really gambled with our lives back then. And, the saying, when I look back over my life and the things that I've been through, like, that's real, because a lot of us shouldn't even be here today with some of the things that we've been through and the things that we've done and experienced, just being young and reckless. It's by God's grace that a lot of us are here. I know I am, because there's so much stuff that we did back in the day that was just really reckless. And I feel like if the temperature of today's society had have been back then, a lot of us wouldn't be here. A lot of us wouldn't be here. Bravo says, oh, heck no, foot to the glass. And listen, it was a whole mess. We laughed about it that same day. It was funny. But sis was scared. She had no idea. But who would think about that, though? Like picture that. You walking in the house, and mind you, she didn't even turn the lights on. Because, when you walking in your house, you know your environment. You know the space that you're in. So you can walk through your house in pitch dark and you know where to go. She was like, there were no use in me turning lights. I was going straight to the back to go to the bedroom. So she didn't turn on any lights. But just imagine the fear that must have been for you, thinking that you're the only person in the house and this Negro jumped out from behind the curtains. Right, Teresa? That's that crazy love. Miss me with it. I don't want it. Because, girl, I would have been out of there. I told her, I said, girl, you a good one, because I would have been gone. Teresa says, my anniversary is next week, 31 years. Aw, happy early anniversary to you, sis. That is a beautiful blessing. Happy anniversary. Yes, it is. Hey, SK Aura. How are you, sis? Thanks for joining. Erica says, we have all done crazy things that we wouldn't do today. I have used my size 10s to kick a door. Thank God for his covering. Girl, you was kicking doors in, Erica. Yes, we have. We've all done some things. Yes, Sharon. Sharon says, yes, Lord. Yes. Look at all the congratulations to Teresa. Congratulations, sis. That's a beautiful blessing for sure. But yeah, we've all done some crazy, crazy things. And the temperature today is just not the same. I look at just society as it is today, at least back then when we were confronting situations or people, just even when we were trying to fight as little girls or what have you, we never thought to pick up weapons, and pow pows never was a thing, and that never was our immediate response to resolving issues that we had with anybody. We knew that if we were going to confront a situation, we'd be like, well, meet me after school or meet me at the park. And, everybody would gather. They was like, oh, it's going to be a fight after school. Nobody brought weapons. Everybody just came and it was made the best one win. It was never anything about, bringing weapons or attempting to do bodily harm to people or what have you. Like, people really did have real life fist fights, and it was fair fighting, and people made sure even the little clique that you was with, the only reason they were there was to make sure nobody else jumped in while you and the other person was fighting. They were only there to back you up if somebody else tried to jump in. And that's the one thing back in the day, we were good about that. We let you stand on your own. We didn't jump in when it was a one-on-one fair fight. It was only if somebody else tried to jump in. But these kids today, it's a different era. Yeah, Teresa. Erica was kicking in doors, child. I can't believe Erica said she was kicking doors in, child. She was bringing them out. My Degree is Real said the craziest ish I did was throwing the scissors after my ex landed in the back door. Girl, you throwing scissors? Look, we've done some crazy, crazy stuff. Teresa says, knock the chip off the shoulder for real. Yes, bravo. That is the key. We were real. We were definitely real. We made sure we stood on business, as they say. But I think just a lot of these kids today, I just think it's a lot of cowards. I think they are a lot of cowards. A lot of them know that they really can't fight for real. And they just be doing all of this talking, and they're really fearful. And I think it'd be a lot of peer pressure too. A lot of the people that they hang with try to boost them up and, be in their ear and like, I wouldn't let him talk to me like that. And you crazy and woody woo. And then you get yourself in a situation knowing that you are afraid to actually have fist fights or what have you. So your first thing is to bring weapons to the fight, which is so unfair. They just don't make them the way they used to. Yeah, Teresa. Erica was kicking in doors, and then My Degree is Real was throwing scissors. Y'all tough. Look, I'm keeping y'all on my team. Oh, I'm keeping y'all, my good sisters. It's tough. Don't let me have to call Erica and My Degree is Real, because don't play with me. Erica says, I didn't even want the man for real, just being foolish. Girl, we've all had some foolish moments. You hear me? We have all had some foolish moments. I mean, if you just take a look back at some of the things that we used to do and some of the mess that we used to be in back in the day, and then it really do be a Lord, thank you for blessing me to still be here today. It really do. Teresa says, my sister who is in heaven was that one who would kick in doors, throw scissors, and her hands too. She didn't play. Well, God rest her soul. But that's what I'm talking about. We didn't play. We didn't play either. My parents always told us, don't start nothing, but you also better not take nothing, because you better not come to this house talking about somebody was messing with you and you didn't defend yourself. That was one of the rules of our house. It was always, now don't you be out starting nothing, and don't be messing with people. Don't you touch folks' stuff. If it's not yours, don't put your hands on it. Mind your business, but at the same time, you better defend yourself. But girl, it was a mess. My degree is real says, Teresa, my aim is pretty good. Never knew. Erica said, girl, you should have seen his eyes. Girl, did you scare him? I bet you did. Right, Bravo. It's the principle. It's the principle. Erica says, God has something else in mind for all of us. He protected us. He definitely protected us. That is for sure. He definitely protected us because, child, listen, we thank God we don't look like what we've been through, because we've been through some stuff. We've done some things that we shouldn't have. But the good thing about it all, it made us who we are today. We are better people. We are amazing women. Some of us have raised amazing children, have happy marriages. We are good law-abiding citizens, and we drink our water and we mind our business. We drink our water and we mind our business, and we most importantly, we stay prayed up. And I think a lot of the reason why a lot of us here is because of them grandparents and them prayers that they sent up before us, because our grandparents knew. So it was important to have some praying grandmamas, and they sent some prayers up for us and our little tails, because they already knew. They already knew. Bravo says we have all those memories to laugh at now. Absolutely. We definitely have all of those memories to laugh at. And it's so funny because when we start thinking about all of that stuff, and my girlfriend and I, we talk about, my girlfriend still lives back home in Mississippi. But we would talk about stuff like every time we talk, it's a story of, we always have those, you remember when moments. And I remember because back then, her now husband and the dude that I was dating, they were best friends. And I remember one time he had taken my car. I was somewhere with her, but he had taken my car. So we were just riding through town, and I happened to see my car parked at my best friend's husband's sister's house. So I'm like, why is my car parked over there? Girl, don't you know, me and my best friend had like a whole stakeout, like the police be with the donuts and the coffee, because we was like, we gonna catch them today. We gonna find out who about to pull up with them in the car, because if my car is parked right there, who are they in the car with? So we had a whole stakeout. We had a whole stakeout. Across the street was like some trees and like some bushes, but behind those trees and bushes was like a church. So we were able to pull in through the church parking lot and park up in between like the trees. Girl, we was out there for about 2.5 hours just staking out and watching that house, trying to watch that house to see who was going to drop them off, because we was trying to see if they was cheating. Like, what female is getting ready to drop them off? And girl, they finally pulled up, but they ended up getting out of the car with his sister. And because we was mad that we didn't actually catch them, I actually ran up to the driveway when they went in the house, and I left with my car, because mind you, he was in my car, but he left my car parked at somebody else's house. Girl, I left in the car. I took my car to my mama's house and parked it behind her house so he wouldn't see it. And I went back home. My best friend took me back home. So when he came home, I knew he was going to be wondering where my car was, but I was trying to make him think that somebody had stole my car, because he left my car at somebody else's house. Because why did you ask to use my car if you was going to leave it parked at somebody else's house? You could have gotten picked up and just left my car at home. Girl, when I say when that boy came to the house, I was laying on the couch watching TV, acting like I was oblivious to why he walked in like a deer with headlights in his eyes because he was trying to figure out where the car was. And he looked at me. I was like, "Oh, you back?" And he was looking. He was like, "Yeah." And he wanted to tell me that he didn't have my car, but he couldn't figure out where my car was. And I really was making him think that I really was making him think that somebody had stolen my car. So I didn't ask him anything about where the car was. He went outside. He looked behind the house to see if the car was there. And he was like, "Oh, I'll be right back." I said, "Where are you going now? You just got here." And I was like, "And by the way, I didn't hear the car pull up in the garage." I was like, "You with somebody else?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm rolling with somebody else." And I was like, "Well, where is my car?" And he was like, "I'm about to go get your car." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I still never said anything until the next day that my car was at my mama's house because I was going to teach you a lesson. For one, don't ask to use my car no more. And for two, don't be using my car, then you leave it parked somewhere else. And I was really more so mad because I was staked out across the street for 2 hours and I didn't really catch him doing nothing. So we was mad. So, girl, when we talk about the stuff back in the day, it was a mess. My degree is real says all this happened while I was in college. His mom said he wasn't worth it and he wasn't finished college with an honors degree. Girl, not an honors. Teresa said, "Now we're just good, wholesome." Yeah, we good, wholesome girls. You hear me? We love the Lord. You hear me? Erica says, "Yes, my daddy stayed on his knees for his children. I am thankful. You hear me? Thankful, thankful." Sweet Tea said, "And some praying moms and church members." Yes, Lord, for sure. She said, "Moms and deaconesses at the church." All of them had us on the altar. And my granny would make us go to the altar. Go to the altar every Sunday. Just go to the altar. Bravo says, "Me and my sisters, my cousins, my friends back in the day doing the same thing." Girl, just bad. Just always into something. Always. Teresa says, "Sis, you was just straight gangster back in the day." Girl, I was a whole mess. Girl, I told you I was a G, girl. I was a tomboy back in the day. I didn't really get into my girly stages until I was a senior in high school, but I was a look at Bravo agreed. Talking about, yes, she was. But guess what? That is not my life now. I'm a good, wholesome lady. I love the Lord. I love you ladies. It's all about sisterhood. But look, we ride at dawn when we have to. Now, if we need to ride out, we still will ride out. Now, we'll put our boots on the ground if we have to. Hey, Bridget J. Thanks for joining, sis. We will ride out if we have to, because don't play. We don't bother nobody, but we don't let nobody bother us either. My degree is real said, "My sister was the fighter. She beat up anyone for friends and siblings." Girl, I know. I was a fighter too. I would fight dudes and everything. And my brother would sit there and coach me to do stuff like that, though. Because my brother taught me how to fight. But I don't do that stuff now because I ain't messing up my nails and ain't nobody messing up my face. So I don't do any of that kind of stuff. Teresa say, "Remember back then it was y'all going to church." Girls, 6 days a week we was in church. This day and time is, do you want to go? I was in a Pentecostal church and we was in that camp all day long. Girl, all day. I grew up Pentecostal as well. Kojic, Teresa. In church 6 days a week. We had prayer in the mornings from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. It was something going on at the church, singing in the choir, all of that kind of stuff. They did everything in their power to make sure we were in church all the time. Bridget J say, "Boots on the ground." Yes, boots on the ground, child. Yes, boots on the ground. Bravo says, "I remember when my parents told me every bad thing I had done one day. They and my friends' parents had followed us the whole day. Ooh, it was quite a day. Girl, I can only imagine. And you know what? I couldn't get away with doing anything. You know how we used to try to sneak and skip school? Girl, I had that one auntie that knew everything. I mean, she knew everything. Before I could even make it home, she already done told my mom and daddy that I skipped school or whatever she had heard. She would always tell. So whatever we was trying to do, we had to make sure she didn't know about it because she was good as gonna tell. We couldn't get nothing by her. Right. Somebody was going to tell all the time. Mighty Grace Real said we had church on Saturday from morning till noon, from morning to night. Girl, listen, and our Sunday services lasted so long. We had to be at church at 9 a.m. for Sunday school. Then we had Sunday service starting at 11 o'clock. From 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock, we were in Sunday service. We left and had to be left just long enough to go home and eat, clean the kitchen up, get a little nap, and we had to be back at church for Sunday night service at 7 p.m. So Sunday was an all-day church day, all day. And it was not, like Teresa say, we were not asked. We were told if you could get up and hang out all day on Saturday, you better be prepared to get up for church Sunday morning. It was a given. It was a necessity. It was a requirement. It wasn't asked if you wanted to. You didn't get to not feel like going to church on Sunday. Because when you get there, you'll feel better. That was the excuse. That was the excuse. Teresa said our neighbors was on our tail. Absolutely. That's when we actually had a village. That's when the village would actually watch the kids in the neighborhood. The parents could go to work. They knew that they had kids getting out of school and at home by themselves till the parents got home, and the neighbors would watch and make sure nobody was coming in and out of the house. If you did something, the neighbors could whoop you, and they'll tell your parents about it when they got home, and you will get another whooping. So, but that village is just gone today because a lot of these parents don't want people saying nothing to their kids. And that's why a lot of them are in the streets like they are, because they have no control. The parents can't do anything with them. They don't want the neighbors trying to tell them nothing. So they leave them in the hands of the popo in the streets. Erica says, yes, church was mandatory and Bible study at home. Now that's love. Absolutely. That's love for sure. SKR said both my parents were at my high school all the time, and they ain't even teachers. Girl, that's how my daddy was. My daddy stayed up at that school. It was mainly because of my brother. My brother was a fighter too. He was always in something. But the thing is, my daddy always asked one question: who started it? That's it. Who started it? As long as the answer came back that you didn't start it and you were just defending yourself, my daddy didn't care if you was the principal or who, because he would tell them, if you put your hands on my son or my daughter, I told them to defend themselves. Don't start nothing, but you better defend yourself. Mighty Grizz Real says my grand aunt wouldn't allow us to watch TV on Friday because we had to be ready for church, which was on Saturday. Make it. She wanted your spirit to be right, sis. She didn't want all of that TV stuff getting in your spirit. She wanted your minds to be right. She wanted your hearts to be right. So when you got ready to go to church on Saturday, you could receive the word. Bridget J says, hi, Teresa. I've been in everybody's chat today. Thanks for joining, sis. Bravo says, my mom was the choir director, the pianist, and the organist. My daddy would take us to church in Virginia and New Jersey on alternating Sundays. We read the Bible before school. We needed to. Right, we all did. Girl, we all need it. But isn't that just amazing, though, to just be able to talk about our upbringings from back then and how we've actually applied it to our lives today, and how it was because of, the strictness of our parents and being made to go to church and the word being instilled in us that we are who we are today, and we're able to pass that legacy down to our kids. A lot of times we didn't want to listen, but we was paying attention. I remember we went to church so much. I told my mama when I grew up, I ain't never going to church no more. I said, this is ridiculous. I said, it don't make no sense for y'all to want us to go to church every single day. I say, ain't that much church in the world? And I used to tell my mom and dad, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the worst household ever. Because all of my other friends get to go have fun, but I'm stuck in church all the time. And guess what? I be up in church today. I ain't up in there no 6 days a week, but I go to church on Sundays. I go get my Sundays in. But I said I would never go into church when I got grown. I was sick of it. You hear me? Bridget said we did have some praying mamas and grandmamas back in the day. These kids don't even say grace anymore. I know. Or don't even say thank you, Lord, when you wake up and open your eyes. That's the first thing I do. Because guess what? You were blessed enough and given grace enough to be able to wake up and see a day that you had never seen before. And it was so many people who was not granted that opportunity. The least you could do is say, thank you, Lord, for blessing me to see another day. Erica says, we didn't depart from the teachings. We came right back to it, quick, fast, and in a hurry. You hear me? Quick, fast. Teresa said, we used to be playing in church. My mom would be in that choir stand, and when she gave us that look, we were done. 4 hours later, she still girl, all it took was the look. Because you hear me? They had the fear of the Lord in us with just that look, baby. We knew we was going to get it when we got in that car. And a lot of times they didn't even wait till we got in the car. You get it right there where you at. You act up right here in front of everybody. You get it in front of everybody. Bravo says church, Bible study, choir practice, fellowship, and meetings. Me falling asleep under the pews. Girl, yes, while they praying, having prayer. We knocked out on them big old pillows. They used to have us kneeling down on the pews. Girl, be knocked out. I'd be like, nah, it don't take this much church. Because good Lord. Mighty Grizz Real says, have you seen the video of the mom teaching her baby boy to say grace and all he says is amen? Girl. Teresa says, I just saw yesterday where a 17-year-old unalived both of his grandparents in Florida. Oh, that is so sad. You know what I say all the time? Just looking at everything that's going on, we are definitely living in the last days. The book of Revelation is definitely fulfilling itself. Everything that we're seeing happening today is definitely in the book of Revelations. It's sad. The world is in a really, 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 really sad state. A lot of people are snapping, and I don't understand it. I look at the news, like just here locally. Every day somebody is being unalived in the inner city, like every day. And the ages are getting younger and younger and younger. I mean, 14-year-olds, a 15-year-old, I think it was last month, unalived his sister. And the mom is the one who gave him the weapon. The sister, this older sister didn't have a great relationship with the mom, the brother, and the two younger sisters, and they were constantly going back and forth with her a lot. She actually had to get a restraining order against the mom, and the one of the sisters ended up going back and forth with her on social media earlier that day, and they pulled up to her house at night, and they were in the street having a argument. The mother pulled up, and she had the weapon in her car, and she gave the weapon to the little brother, and he was only 15, and close range walked up on her and unalived her in the street outside of her home. And the mom, you could hear the mom, and it was a video, and you could hear the mom telling them to get in the car. The mom was the getaway driver. And when the police came, the mom tried to pretend like she was never on the scene. She was lying because at that time she didn't even know that the police had gotten a hold of the video, because it was actually one of the neighbors that actually recorded the entire thing. And it was a mess. And just to understand that, just to see that it was 15, he was only 15 years old. And when they were doing, they actually showed on the news when he had his court appearance, and the police was asking him, like, do you understand what you did? Do you understand the seriousness behind what you did? And he was like, yeah, I know what I did. I just give me my time and let me do my time. Like, he had no remorse. And he was only 15 years old. Only 15 years old. Imagine, you are the mother. You bring a weapon to give to your son to unalive your daughter. So when I was looking at that family dynamic, I was like, Lord have mercy. So it was sad. It's a lot of stuff that's going on. It's a lot of, I don't know what's in the minds of people. I know a lot of mental illnesses is going on, untreated, undiagnosed, but my goodness. And it's almost like, and I know the Lord doesn't give us the spirit of fear. He don't want us to live in fear. He don't want us to pray and worry. And we shouldn't feel uncomfortable or unafraid when we walk outside of our doors to go where we need to go, be it to the grocery store or wherever, just out, period. We shouldn't feel afraid to go out of fear of what could possibly happen. But I tell people all the time, it's by God's grace and mercy that you even make it back home from your destination when you leave to go to work in the evening. So when I say it's praying time like never before, it is praying time like never before, because people just don't understand, like, the anxiety that you can get just going outside of your door. And because you just never know, it's so unsafe, and you never know, a simple, a mistakenly bumping into somebody could cause you to be unalived, or you looking at a person the wrong way, they want to unalive you, or you don't speak, they want to unalive you, do speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just never understood why or where this need to have a pow pow, and how so many people are getting their hands on them. But that's the only resolve for every situation, is let me pull out this pow pow and unalive. Like, that cannot, I just can't see how that's the first thing that crosses your mind. And I know I won't ever be able to understand it because I'm not that, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Bravo said that arm could reach the side corner of the back seat. All of a sudden, the arm had an extra 2 feet to reach. I mean, all the way back there. Erica says, remember, you wouldn't say anything bad when walking past the church. Respect was instilled. And we didn't even wear pants at our church or on the church ground. It was a given. Don't come on this church ground with pants. We didn't even come on the grounds with pants on as women. That's how we were taught. My grandmother was very strict with that. My Degree is Real says, anyone who unalived their parents or grandparents are cursed for all eternity. Girl, it's mess. My Degree is Real says she saw that story. His life is over. And for what? Absolutely. And he's only 15. Only 15. And he talking about, like, just give me my time. Like, it's not gonna be peaches and cream. And then your mama is in trouble for being an accomplice. So who gonna be putting money in your books? Bravo said, it's just so sad. I catch my breath every time, just acting like it's nothing. Every time. Teresa said, I think I heard about that. My Degree is Real said the devil took him for sure. He sure did. Erica says he'll change his mind when that jail cell closed behind him. Listen, because he gonna grow up real fast. And unfortunately, they don't treat the teenage black boys the same way they teach the teenage pink people. They'll throw away the key and put them in an actual prison versus juvenile detention. So they better be careful. He'll definitely change his mind, though. Bravo says you have to pray for shield of God to be around you. I do every day for sure. Teresa said, did y'all see the fool who walked up in the building to the 35th floor in New York City yesterday? He unalived the security guard first, which gave him access to the building. I saw that, Teresa. I was actually, before this live, I was seeing a video on Instagram about it, but I never understood why. Was there a motive, or was it just some random act of violence? SKR said, I think in the next 8 to 10 years, asylums will open back up and pack people in. And the thing about it is, it's just, and I think Sis and I was talking about this yesterday, it's just so sad that there are so many people undiagnosed. When you have a family member or something that you know clearly show, signs of mental illnesses, and we can't really do anything about them. Like, we can't, sign them in to try to get them assistance or help or anything, because they can just, sign themselves out, or they can speak for themselves and say they don't want to be there. And, then they're just left on the streets to, be how they are. And it's just so sad, because, if that's your family member, you want to try to get them help. But it's just really nothing you can do. And it's almost like you have to sit and witness them deteriorate. And it's just so sad. My Degree is Real says, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. Absolutely. Bridget J says, we couldn't wear pants, makeup, or earrings. I know that's right. Hey, baby girl. Hey, sis. We've been missing you. Thanks for joining. Teresa says, I haven't heard a motive yet. Yeah, it's sad. Like, people just wake up and just want to. That's why I hate being in big crowds. I try to stay away from big crowds as much as possible. That's just like, we have a big summer festival here every year in the summer. And even the teenagers have started messing that up. And even in our downtown area, the teenagers could never get down there. And there used to be the location where you dress nice and go have a nice dinner. And, to those who like to bar hop and, you go downtown in the downtown area and do all of that. Girl, now they've started going down there. It's been for the last 3 weekends. It has been some powing going on in the downtown area. And I'm sitting there like, we can't have nothing. Like, get y'all kids. And the parents can't get the kids because they out there in the streets with them. Like, who watching y'all kids? It's just so much. And it's to the point to where your safest place is at home. And I don't mind being at home. Leave me at home. Erica says the girls had to be a certain age before they could wear brown pantyhose. Yes, and we had to wear the little training bras. Even when we just had like little bumps, honey, my grandma was like, nope, put on a training bra. We had to wear slips. We were taught and raised to wear proper undergarment up under our clothes. You could do all of that. Girl, my grandma, I be seeing some of these women today. I'd be like, my grandma would have a fit if she saw some of this sheer clothing that these people be wearing, where you can see the underwear. Like, that's a trend that I never got in, that to each his own. But I don't understand it. I don't understand the trend with, I'm going to wear a sheer dress, but you can see my bra or my underwear under the dress. Like, I can't get into that. Like, leave something to the imagination. Teresa says, don't y'all have Coachella there? No, we don't have Coachella there. We have our Summer Fest, is like our huge festival, but there's a lot of other like smaller festivals and like state fair. I can't remember where Coachella is, but it's not here though, sis. Bravo says, I like being with my family and my friends. That's it. They know I will leave before I stay, period. I know that's right. SKR says there's no fear or shame for inappropriate behavior at all. It's not. It's no fear, no shame. And it's no excuse. Because these kids know exactly what they be doing. And unfortunately, we can't even say it's all kids, because some of them are our age and a little younger. But there are a lot of the teenagers that's out there doing stuff too. But a lot of these people are grown adults that know exactly what they be doing. Yes, Erica, house coats. We have to wear house coats. Girl, I haven't heard that term since my grandma. She definitely used to say, "Get your house coat." House coats, house shoes, and everything. Well, oh my goodness. We've had a good talk, y'all. We had a good light talk. We got kind of heavy at the end. But did y'all enjoy our games? Did y'all have fun? I enjoyed you all. I enjoyed you all. We have been here for 2 hours and 5 minutes. We have been talking. And I said only an hour. And look, we 2 hours in. Bravo says house coat and house shoes. Yes, Bravo. I had so much fun. We had a great time. I had so much fun with you all. Sharon says house coats. That's old school. Sharon, that's real old school. I tell you, we just keep telling our age every time we keep talking. We just be showing our age. Yes, Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea says, yes, this was real fun. Brought back some memories. Absolutely. And it's good to go back down memory lane sometimes. Sometimes we get so caught up in everything that's just going on like in our current lives. And sometimes we need to just take a moment and think about some of those childhood memories and things that we were taught and some of the experiences we had back then. And it's just not, a lot of things today is just so different, so different. Times have definitely changed for sure. Baby girl said we couldn't be in grown folks conversations. Now that was a complete no. If grown folks came in the house, you go outside. If grown folks outside, you go in the house. And we already knew. We didn't have to be told. We didn't have to get that look or anything. We already knew what time it was. Go in the house. Because don't you see grown folks talking? Because my mama used to tell us, because I'll mash your mouth in if you don't get out of here. You see grown folks talking. Girl, we already knew what that meant. Say less. Say less. Bravo says, this was so wonderful, the whole thing. Thank you. Thanks, sis. I appreciate you for being here. Teresa said, and we had to wear them around my brother. Yes, we had to make sure we were fully covered up in the house with our brothers for sure. They did not play. Did not play. Sharon says it's t-shirt and panties. Now, girl, that's it. Thanks, Mama V. Thanks for joining, sis. I appreciate you. Teresa says we wouldn't dare step out of the house with the button and PJs. Girl, let me tell you, we weren't stepping out of the house with clothes that belong in the house and thinking we coming back from outside with it on. My mama used to be like, go take a shower and pull off them outside clothes. Don't sit on my couch with them outside clothes. And you better not sit on my bed with them outside clothes. Erica says, this was great. Thank God for the grandmamas. Yes, thank you, sis. Thank God for our grandmamas. And I know I miss mine. Sweet Tea says, we're blessed to be our ages and have our health, strength in the Lord for God and each other. I know that's right. It is a blessing. Every day is a blessing. And I say that all time. I'm not a person that is afraid to tell my age. I know some women don't like it because, some people are asked some women like, how old are you? And women don't like to say their age. And my oldest daughter was telling me, she was like, oh, in a few years, I'll be 40. She was like, oh my gosh. She was like, Mama, I'm getting older. I said, well, you know what? I say, count it a blessing. I say, because take a look around at some young people that were your age are no longer here. I say a lot of people, especially these young people, are losing their lives a whole lot earlier. I say, so I thank God for every day. Every year that I'm blessed to be a year older is a blessing, and I'll scream my age to the mountaintops. I don't care who knows, because I still look good for my age. So I don't mind. I count it a blessing. It's a blessing to not only be a year older, but to see another day, another minute, another second. So it's always a blessing. Bravo says, I remember nylons and don't miss them. I will wear tights in the winter. Girl, and them ugly coffee. I'm so sick of them coffee stockings. Every time my mama would send me to the store, give me a pair of coffee stockings. Girl, do they still make coffee colored pantyhose? She was like, "Give me a pair of coffee colored," and it had to be the sheer ones that kind of had the little shine to it, and they were a little thicker than the regular pantyhose because they didn't. My grandmother used to call them, "You got to run in your stockings." But those thicker ones didn't get the run in them when you was trying to pull them up and you snag them with your nails. Girl, the stuff we done been through. I am blessed because Pam says, don't forget the undershirt with the ruffles on it. Yes, and the ruffle socks. Girl, when I say we were fully clothed for the Lord, we was fully clothed. You hear me? We were fully clothed. You couldn't see nothing. And we were taught the correct color of underwear to wear under all white stuff and bright colors. And when I look at women my age, and I was like, girl, you did not have a grandmama like mine, because that would never fly. I am blessed because Pam said, I'm sorry, baby girl said, I wear my muumuu around the house with my turban. I know that's right, girl. I'm going to start popping out more on YouTube. Yes, definitely. Join us over here every Tuesday, sis, at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We love to see you back. Sharon says, I'll be looking forward to cutting up with you ladies on Tuesday. It'd be a cut up too, Sharon. Bridget says, I miss the good old days. I'm proud of my age and count. I know that's right. Proud. Bridget says, if God's will, I'll be 64 next month. No shame. Definitely no shame. And happy early birthday, sis. No shame at all. It's a blessing. Do you know how many people are not able to say that they made it to 64 years old? So it's a blessing. Bridget J said 59 and counting. I know that's right. SKR says I'm 45 and I know I'm an old broad. Girl, you ain't old, sis. You ain't old, sis, at all. Bravo says, now we were allowed to wear pajama bottoms to 7-Eleven at night. However, we had to have regular shoes on. Our hair combs, shirts, and bra might as well have gotten dressed. Listen, my mama used to always tell me, don't ever go outside just looking a mess, because the very time you decide that you just run into the corner store to go get something is the very time you're going to run into somebody that you don't want to see dressed like that. And I am still that way today. You cannot pay me to go outside and not be fully dressed. I am going to be, now I may throw on me some shorts and a t-shirt and my tennis shoes. I'm going to look nice. It could be something like regular. It could be regular. It ain't spiffy or anything like that. But baby, you ain't going to catch me on no bad day outside. If you catch my bad days, you're going to have to come in my house to catch my bad days. But when I'm going outside, I am definitely dressed. I'm smelling good. I'm not going to run into nobody that I knew from back in the day and be like, oh, she was looking rough. I saw her at the corner store and she didn't even look the same. No, ma'am, baby. Not at all. Teresa says, don't forget to hit the like button, ladies. Thank you. Also, please share with your friends and family. Yes, thank you so much, sis. Baby girl says, not mash your mouth. And girl, she would mash our mouth in. You hear me? And she had one of those. And I don't know if y'all had. My mama was a pincher. And she, especially if you were in the store, she would catch you on this little meat at the top of your arm, and then she would twist it. Girl, it was one of those. We called it the death grip, because baby, the grip she had on that arm, you couldn't even squeak. You couldn't squeal. Your mouth would be open. Tears would be coming out of your eyes, but nothing was coming out. No sound was coming out of your mouth. It's just like you was locked in place, because baby, that was a twist that just felt like it was about to snatch all the breath out of you. You hear me? All it took was you getting one of them twists, and you knew how to act when you go up in the store. We knew how to act. My degree is real says, I tell my grandnephews and nieces, you be lucky to live to see my age. I know that's right. Yes, Teresa, they were very thick. Sharon says, no, Gray Eve stockings. Girl, listen, them Hanes Barkley black pantyhose. Girl, Cece says, I found coffee stockings last year for a $5. Girl, they still sell coffee stockings. Baby. Girl, them coffee stockings been around since I was a little girl. Oh my goodness. Teresa says, the ruffled dress. Jesus. Erica says, I asked for French coffee stockings, not French coffee, sis. Girl, Bravo says, what were they called? Leg? Yes, that was the brand, Legs. And what was the black brand? What is the, I actually had I think I had a pack of that black brand, Bravo, is still it's still here. I can't remember the name of it, but it's still out. They're still producing. I can't remember, but Legs was definitely one of them. But that black brand is the one that had those thicker ones that was hard to snatch to snag. Bridget says, yes, girls don't know nothing about that. Not at all. Teresa says, I had all day of the week underwear. Absolutely. And those white Mary Janes. Baby girl says, I'm 44 and still fine. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you are. Remember them stockings came in that plastic egg? Yes, they came in that plastic egg for sure. Teresa said that Peach was so powerful. They know they were wrong for that. Girl, it couldn't pay them to do them grandbabies like that. But we called it rough. SKR says, my pantyhose always had a run. Put nail polish. Yes, girl, we used to put the clear nail polish at the end of the run so that it wouldn't continue to spread and the nail polish be stuck to your leg. Oh, child. She said put nail polish or hairspray to stop. Girl, we definitely used to use that clear nail polish. Lord have mercy. Yes, Teresa Haynes. Yes, Sharon, the nail polish, honey. The nail polish. I don't know. I don't remember it being Val's. Bravo. I don't remember it being Val's. But I definitely remember that egg. Cece said, I love my thick cable knit tights to wear with long boots in the winter. I do love to wear the thick tights in the wintertime for sure. That's the only time I want to wear them is in the wintertime. Baby, it be getting too hot in the summertime now. Girl, we used to be burning up in our little freshly pressed hair where my grandma done burnt my ears 5 times. Girl, we step outside and that heat and that hair get to curling up. And we were made to go in the house. We couldn't even be outside and play because my grandma be talking about, don't be sweating your hair out. You got church tomorrow. So all Sunday, now she would press our hair on Saturday mornings for Sunday morning church. So we couldn't even be outside playing on Saturday because we'll sweat our hair out. So we was made to have to be inside sitting down so we wouldn't sweat our hair out on Saturday. Girl, talk about the torture. The things they used to do. Bravo says clear nail polish, the miracle worker. It was definitely the miracle worker. You hear me? Teresa says we wore the white stockings with our usher uniform looking like a nurse. Yes, ma'am. SKR says all that blue magic or Dax melted on our head. It was the blue magic, sis. It was that blue magic. And baby, it was just something about, I think she got my forehead a couple times, my ear, girl. And she would be like, be still. That didn't hurt. I'm like, well, you see my ear is burned, got a whole burnt. Girl, forehead be all greasy with the grease, with the sweat and the grease that's rolling from the hot comb. Oh, girl, I used to hate it. Cece said, did y'all have shawls? I love my shawls when I was little. Yes, we had shawls. Girl, we had to be covered up. We could not wear, we couldn't wear like our shoulders out, like our arms couldn't be out going to church. Even our short sleeves had to come almost to our elbow. We could not wear like the thin spaghetti strapped tops, talking about wearing them to church. Even if they were on like one of our little dresses, we did have to have the shawls to cover our shoulders, for sure. Bravo says that hot comb towel had the comb prince, crown, royal, bergamot. Girl, it sure did have the burn marks on it that she tried to wipe the grease off before she sit it back on the eye. Girl, listen, we had gas stoves back then, honey, and you know that direct heat to that straightening comb, and then they putting it right on you. And it's a wonder we ain't bald headed because you putting all that hot comb, I mean, direct heat straight on the hair. But we survived. We survived, sis. Bridget J says, I hated the white stocking. I couldn't stand white stockings either, Bridget J. I could not stand white stockings. Oh my goodness. And I could not stand, we couldn't even hardly walk when you have stockings in certain shoes, unless we had the little Mary Jane shoes with the strap across the top of the feet. But your feet slips when you got the stockings and them little patent leather. I cannot stand patent leather shoes, y'all. To this day, I cannot stand patent leather shoes. And we used to have to wear them all the time. Sharon said, y'all going way back. Girl, they took it back, didn't they? Teresa says, my ear, neck, and forehead was burned. Girl, that was a mess. Cece says, I've seen videos of the young girl discovering Blue Magic hair grease. Right. Like, girl, Blue Magic been out. That was like Blue Magic and water with the brush. That was our natural hair regimen before everybody start back going to their natural state today. We didn't have all of these different hair products. Our natural hair curled with just that water, a brush, and that Blue Magic. My mama used to put that Blue Magic on my hair. She would dip that brush into a tall cup of water that she had sitting right there, and then she would brush it through my hair until my natural curls popped. And they think that this stuff that they're doing now is like a new thing, but that trend was a thing back in the day when we were younger. Yes, Bravo says shawls and ponchos. Child, yes. Sharon says shit be wrapped around my neck like Batman. Teresa said, I hated that sticky sulfur 8 grease. Girl, yes. And that's my auntie when she used to do my hair, every time she would wash my hair, that sulfur 8 is what she would put on my scalp. I did like the way it made my scalp feel, though, the little breeze that it would put on the scalp. But she used to do it, but it did used to stink, though. I did too, Cece. Cece said, I hated getting my hair pressed. I did too. SKR said, raggedy slips under the dress, that piece of lace on the slip snagged and hanging out from under your chin. Girl, and look, and I had my godmom, which is my aunt, and she lived with my grandmother. So when I'm at my grandma's house, I used to hate being over there on Sundays because I used to help her get dressed. And my aunt was a heavyset lady back then. And I used to have to help her put her girdles on. And she had, and I wish I could find one today. You remember the girdles that had the tummy control ones, but they were actually like a vest, and you fasten it down the front with the little hooks. So I used to have to help her put that on first, but then I used to have to help her pull her girdle up. So the girdles, you have to get them like a size under the size that you actually wear, so it can feel like it's actually holding you in. And I used to have to help her. Girl, I used to be about to break my fingers helping her pull that girdle up, and then she'd be fussing. I'd be like, TT, I can't get it. She'd say, what you mean you can't get it? You ain't pulling it hard enough, girl. Girl, I used to be struggling trying to help her get that girdle up. And I'd be sitting there like, why is she trying to wear this too little thing that she can't wear anyway? And I'm about to break my fingers trying to get, girl, fingers just be red when I get done trying to. She said, well, pull it down. You pull it up in the back while I pull it up in the front. And I used to say to myself, if I got to do all of this to put on a girdle when I get grown, I ain't wearing no girdle. Guess who will wear their girdles today, baby? Because ain't nothing finna be shaking and slumping over up in here. But it ain't that hard though. But I never understood the importance of that and making sure you wear your proper shapewear and make sure you have the proper undergarments on when you're putting your clothes, because you're supposed to dress like a lady and nothing is supposed to be out of place. You're supposed to be snatched when you put your clothes on, and you're supposed to be very well covered. I did not understand those lessons until now, until my adult life, and I started having to experience the same thing and was training my daughters about proper undergarments and how to just make sure you wear your girdles to kind of mask the the love handles and all of that kind of stuff so that it looks good under your clothing. So although they were hard lessons, I am very grateful for the lessons that I did receive. Bravo says the comb teeth would turn red. What the heck, girl? Listen. Oh my goodness. Yes, my degree is real. Teresa says I couldn't wait till I got grown so I could go get a relaxer. I was not torturing myself. I think I got a relaxer probably my senior year in high school. I think I got a relaxer for my senior portraits. But before then, I was natural. But I just used to wear my hair braided all the time. And I had naturally long hair. So I would just wear it braided all the time. Bridget J says, Crown Royal bags. I burnt all my hair out using the, she said, I burnt all my hair using the straightening comb. You was doing it by yourself, Bridget. I never was brave enough to use the straightening comb on my own hair, not the one that the hot comb that go on the stove. But eventually they started making the electric straightening combs, and I could use that one. Cece says I have a pair of high heel chunky patent leather Mary J. Girl, I cannot stand patent leathers, Cece. So you keep your chunky patent leather Mary Janes. Because I don't like them. Yes, Bravo. They was discovering Blue Magic, child. Yes, Teresa. She said chunky heel, patent leather, Mary Jane's. Well, Cece, you can do that challenge. You can do that Nicki Minaj challenge, because Portia had on some of those chunky patent leather Mary Jane's when she did the little leg cross challenge that Nicki Minaj got going on. Bravo says suffer 80s while we have edges. I sure enough believe it, Bravo. That suffer 8 saved the day, baby. It sure did. Bravo says they sell them on Amazon. Don't ask me how I know. Girl, Erica says my friends and I were saying the other day that perms ruin our hair. We have the healthiest hair before the invasion of perms. That's very true. And we had some very healthy and thick hair. Very healthy, thick hair. Cece said the girls are discovering hair treatments we grew up with. I'm seeing young ladies post roller set videos with rolling paper sitting under the hooded dryer. Everything old is new again. Yes, it's just constantly recycling. Everything is. Do y'all remember? Did y'all used to do the microwave ponytails? Girl, we used to live by those microwave ponytails. We used to take the hair on the track and we would put some setting lotion on it, and we'll take the pink rollers. That's like what they call them, the Jerry curl rollers. And we would roll the hair up and then put it in the microwave, put it on 5 minutes in the microwave. 5 minutes on the microwave. Girl, you pull that sucker out of that. Girl, the whole house smelling like burnt hair. But the hair don't be burnt. It's just that the hair in the microwave make the house smell like that. Girl, my mama used to get on us all the time having her house smell like burnt hair because we put the hair in the microwave. But girl, that used to be the curliest hair. And you know what? It wasn't even human hair. It was synthetic hair. And the fact that we were able to put some mousse and curl that hair and put it in the microwave. We are some geniuses. Like we know how to make a way out of no way. You hear me? We are some of the smartest people that know how to improvise and just know how to at the drop of a dime, just we're just so creative in our minds, and the way we think is just so amazing to me. SKR said the girdle that zipped on the side. Yes, girl, for sure. Cece says Spanx feel better than the old girdles. It do, girl, because some of them old girdles used to cut you on the side when you finally pull it off. And girl, don't have to use the bathroom. You coming in hot, honey, because you got to try to you got to try to come out of the girdle before you use the bathroom on yourself, girl. The torture we've had to go through. I am blessed because Pam says, I love my candy curls for Easter, but hate the hot combs. I still have a scar on my ear to this day. Listen, that hot comb was no joke. You hear me? Sharon says, these conversations bring back so many memories. Yes, they do. Cece said her Chuck and Mary Janes are fire, y'all. She don't know what y'all talking about. Hey, Arnaz, thanks for joining, sis. How are you? We getting ready to get out of here, but please feel free to catch the replay, sis. We've had a fun time. We just talking about the old days, child. We bringing up some memories from back in the day. Bridget J says, Jerry Curl saved my family's life. I thought I could do it and burnt my hair up. Girl, how did you burn your hair with the Jerry Curl? Oh, you burnt it with the straightening comb, and then you got a Jerry Curl. Girl, I had a Jerry Curl. I got a Jerry Curl put in my hair, but it was one of those ones called the Wave Nouveau. Wasn't it the Wave Nouveau that had like the loose textured like curls? And my mama was so mad that I had put those chemicals in my hair. I think the Jerry Curl was the super, super tight curls. And then the Wave Nouveau, I think, was the loose kind of like Jerry curls. Cece said, no, if I try that challenge, I would seriously hurt myself. Girl, you and me both, sis. You and me both. SKR says, those were my best hairstyles with the microwave. Girl, that microwave ponytail was lit. You hear me? Put that ponytail in the top of your hair and put you a little ribbon on there, girl. They couldn't tell us nothing. Teresa said, I had relaxers the whole time I was in the Army. No way I could have my hair natural during that time. It was long and thick and too puffy to go under my cap. Looked a mess before my relaxer. Girl, the relaxers did come and save the day for a lot of people. Sweet Tea says, good night, my sisters. I have work tomorrow. Good night, sis. We about to get off of here too. We got work tomorrow too. Erica says, yes, microwave ponytail. Black people are so creative. It's just in us. It's right. It's in us, not on us, sis. Bravo says, still are. Black women are amazing. God made us that way. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Bridget J says, I think everybody had a Jerry curl. My mama had one for a long time. SKR said Jerry curl was the worst thing I ever did to my head. Bravo says, me too, Teresa. Then a fool left it in too long. A long story, but a beautician off the base. You was a beautician off the base, or was it a beautician off the base? Took care of my scalp and grew my hair back. Never went back to the base salon again. Child. Some of these beauticians will be jealous of your long, thick, pretty hair, so you have to be careful. But y'all, we still hanging in there. We 2 hours and 33 minutes. We're about to get off of here. We got to go to work in the morning. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I really appreciate y'all. This was so much fun. We started off playing games, but then we took a walk down memory lane, honey, because some of the stuff we talked about, I have not seen or heard of in a very long time. But it was so much fun going back down memory lane and talking about some of the things that we experienced from back in the day. So I really do appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking out with me. Shout out to the replay gang that'll be pulling up to the table later. I really appreciate you. Please make sure you hit the like button on your way in. Feel free to drop down and leave a comment. Answer some of the questions we was talking about when we were playing the games. And I'll see your responses later. But thank you to everybody. I love you all. Thank you all for pulling up and hanging out with me tonight. It was fun. It was light. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. And until next time, y'all have a good night. Y'all be blessed and enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good night.